Okay, we need to talk about one of the biggest health challenges on the entire planet. It's a silent threat, a hidden killer that affects millions upon millions of people. But, and this is the important part, we have way more power to fight back than we think. We're diving deep into cardiovascular disease. To really get a sense of what we're up against, let's just start with one single number: 18 million. That is how many people die from cardiovascular diseases every single year. It is, by a huge margin, the world's #1 killer.
So first up, let's try to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this global killer.
And look, this isn't a problem that's just isolated to one corner of the globe. You can see from this map, it's everywhere. North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, it is a universal health crisis. Now, some regions are hit harder than others, you can see that in the darker colors, but absolutely no continent gets a free pass. And just to bring it from the global stage right down to a local level, let's zoom in on Australia. 1 in every 6 people is living with some form of CVD. Think about that. That translates to about 443 people being hospitalized for coronary heart disease every day. And tragically, about 50 people die from it every single day. That's one person basically every half hour. All right, so we get it. It's a massive problem. But what is it? What is actually happening inside our bodies when we talk about cardiovascular disease? Let's decode this thing. First thing you need to know is that CVD isn't one specific illness. It's actually an umbrella term, right? It covers a whole bunch of different conditions that affect your heart and your blood vessels. But the common thread, the thing that links most of them together, is a problem with blood flow. It's either reduced or it's blocked. And what's the usual culprit behind that blockage? Well, it's often this word: atherosclerosis. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's just the technical term for the buildup of gunk, plaque made of fat, cholesterol, and other stuff on the inside walls of your arteries. You know, the absolute best way to think about this is to imagine a slow-motion traffic jam happening inside your body's most vital highways. Over years and years, the lanes just get narrower and narrower, more and more clogged, until eventually, boom, gridlock. Nothing can get through. And when that gridlock happens, it can lead to some really serious stuff. If the traffic jam is in the arteries that feed your heart, that's coronary artery disease, and it can cause a heart attack. If it's in the arteries going to your brain, it can cause a stroke. But CVD also covers things like heart failure, where the heart just can't pump efficiently, or even irregular heartbeats. So, this leads to the most important question of all: what's causing these blockages in the first place? It's time to get real about the risks. When it comes to risk, you can basically split it into 2 buckets. In one bucket, you've got the stuff you can't do anything about. You know, your age, your genes, your family history. It is what it is. But then there's the other bucket, and this is the one that really matters. It's filled with things you have direct control over: your diet, smoking, how much you move, how much you drink, and even your stress levels. And those choices we make every day, well, they often lead straight to these major internal danger signs: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood sugar. These things are huge red flags for your heart. And they don't just appear out of thin air. They're very often the direct result of our habits. Now, before you start thinking, oh, this doesn't apply to me, just listen to this. The experts are clear. Almost every single adult has at least one of these risk factors, and a whole lot of us have more than one. So this isn't someone else's problem, this is our problem. Okay, but this is where the story pivots. This is the hopeful part, because once you understand the risks, you gain the power to do something about it. This is all about prevention, because you have so much more control than you realize. So what are the steps? The good news is, it's not rocket science. It's about eating smart. More good stuff like fruits and veggies. Less of the bad stuff like salt and sugar. It's about moving your body, even just for 30 minutes a day. It's about quitting smoking, which, by the way, has benefits that start almost immediately. And yeah, it's about managing stress and, super importantly, getting checked regularly so you know your numbers. I know what you might be thinking. It all sounds nice, but come on. Against a killer this big, how much of a difference can a few small changes really make? 80%. Just let that sink in for a moment. 4 out of every 5 cases of heart disease don't have to happen. They are preventable. This isn't about genetics or bad luck for the vast majority of people. It's about choice.
This is, without a doubt, the most important number you will hear today.
And that brings everything we've talked about right back to you. We're moving past the global stats now. This is about your heart and your choice, because ultimately, it all boils down to your daily habits. I want you to remember this phrase, because it is so incredibly powerful. Sitting is the new smoking. In the world we live in today, just being inactive, sitting at a desk, on the couch, has become one of the single greatest threats to our health. Just deciding to get up and move is a revolutionary act for your heart. I mean, think about it. Your heart beats about 100,000 times a day. It works 24/7, never takes a vacation, never asks for a sick day. It does all of that for you. And it really doesn't ask for much in return. Just a few better choices, a healthier meal, a quick walk, a little less stress. That's it. So here's the bottom line. Every day, every choice you make, what you eat, whether you move, is doing one of two things. It's either protecting your heart or it's helping to destroy it. There really is no middle ground. So the only question left is, what's your choice going to be?